is up, superfans? I'm Matt Stockholm, and this is another edition of the Quantum Corner Pull List. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below. That will get you into our giveaways, and I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. So YouTube, what is up? It's good to be back. I had to take a little vacation break. I was off from work and kind of enjoying my wife's birthday and the holiday. So I had to take a little time away from YouTube as well. But I'm glad to be back. So I'm going to start things off with this week's pull list. And the really, really cool news is that this week's pull list is actually this week's pull list. I was doing my pull list a week behind to make things easier, but I really want to get the current books out there. So I got a couple game plans for how I'm going to do it. Just in case, you know, I can't necessarily make it down there on Wednesday, but I got some ideas where I can still get you guys the pull list for the most current comics coming out that week. So if you see something, you got a much better chance of checking it out or finding it. I am actually going to go into the books, but one quick thing, I am going to run through some of the books, the most important ones from last week, just because I would normally do that this week, and since I'm stopping that, I got to kind of catch up somehow. So I'm going to run through the highlights of last week, and then I'm going to run through this week's pulls. The other little side note is we just actually bought a car this week. Yay! Downside was my comic fund went down a little bit. So I had some other books that I had to kind of put up for next week, so when I do next week's polls, I'll have those as well. So with all that being said, now let's get into it. Okay, first book on the list, DC book, Year of the Villain, Justice League number 27 by Tinian and Fernandez. This has been really cool. I really enjoyed this Justice League. This is the Year of the Villain, which is a pretty decent sized event, so it's been pretty interesting. Definitely, if you guys are reading it, let me know what you thought about it. But I think it's been pretty good. It's been around. I think Snyder's writing some stuff. I want to say maybe Bendis has written some of it. And this is Tinian and Fernandez is the art. So I think I've seen it bounce around a little bit, but it's been pretty solid. Okay, the next DC book by Taylor and Harrison, Deceased number 3. Check out that Wonder Woman zombified cover. Oh, I just fell in love with that. My wife's a big Wonder Woman fan, and I like Wonder Woman a lot too, and I saw that cover. I've been collecting the Deceased and trying to get the different variant covers and, you know, whatever, just different cool covers. So I really like that one. Next on the list, Savage Avengers number 3 by Dugan, Diodato, and Martin. This was not the cover I wanted, but he only had the standard one. There's a really cool one with like a carnageized Elektra, I believe, so I'm going to try to hunt that down, either online or Midtown or something like that. But I've enjoyed the Savage Avengers. Wasn't quite what I expected, but it's been pretty good. Okay, now this one is the first issue, okay, and the first appearance came in a War of the Realms tie-in. Okay, so the War of the Realms tie-in is the Agents of Atlas. And in issue number 1, they had some first appearances and some of the characters they're doing their own series with, and this is one of them. So this is Aero number 1 by Lifen, King, Pack, and Mon. And they're doing this whole thing, I don't know if you guys aren't familiar with the Agents of Atlas, but it's basically like the Asian Pacific version of, like, if you took S.H.I.E.L.D., the Avengers, and the X-Men and kind of put them together. It's like the Asian version of that. Sorry, I just had a brain flunk for a minute. Agent Wu. He's kind of the popular agent, S.H.I.E.L.D. agent throughout Marvel Comics, and he played, who's Johnny Wu? He played the agent in Ant-Man and the Wasp, who kind of checked on Ant-Man when he was in trouble and whatnot. But he's a pretty famed character in the comics. So he's kind of like the head of Atlas, how Fury's kind of the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. And he also runs a school that's for gifted, so it's kind of like for mutants and superhero children and things like that. So it really is like you took all that stuff together and then mixed it with Kung Fu, and it's even got Shang-Chi. So I really liked it. I actually thought it was really cool. I liked the tie-ins and then some of the newer characters. So, and I thought Aero, this was one that's on the hot list for something that could be special. It's a full appearance. Like I said, her first partial appearance was in the War of the Realms tie-in. So that may be something to look if there's still some around. The other one that's also another kind of important one, Marvel Comics presents number 1, Wolverine Begins His Vigil, and Soul and Sakura. And this was one that even some of the people I watch comic YouTube channels and stuff, and they were saying that there's, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's an important event that happens in this that could make this a very key issue down the line. So definitely if you got a chance of getting those, get those ones. Okay, so that's it for last week's. Okay, now I'm going to run through. There's not a ton for this week. So this one I had to pick up. Batman number 74, King, Janin, and Belair. I've been reading a lot of different Batman stuff, Detective Comics, and Justice League, and Deceased, and there's just, I got a lot. So I haven't followed the straight Batman series, but I've been meaning I got to do some catch up on some of this, but I was really excited. I knew when this one came out, this is going to be the conclusion to this little storyline, so it's a pretty good one. So definitely one you might want to pick up and check that cover out. I believe that's Flashpoint, Batman against Batman. So very cool if you know anything about some of the Flashpoint series and stuff. But that's a good one to get. Venom number 16, variant cover, and oh gosh. Let me get the thing on here. Well, maybe I'll have to key that up. So check that out. This is part of those, like I was telling you, the Carnage Eyes covers. The big Absolute Carnage event is coming in August, which is Donny Cates and Stegman. It's going to be freaking off the hook. So definitely keep your eyes open for that. So there's a lot of titles coming out that are kind of preluding that Carnage thing, and it's the Carnage Eyes. I actually had a few really cool ones I had to put on hold at the comic store this week, so you will see those next week. And then we've got one of my favorites, well, my favorite team overall, but one of my favorite series right now, Jason Aaron's Avengers, and this is the, what's this, the standard cover? Okay, for some reason I was thinking that was a variant. I love this storyline. Jason Aaron's killing it with the Avengers, with the War of the Realms. He's done some cool stuff with Thor. I mean, he's done a lot of stuff, and he's really becoming one of my favorite authors. Okay, next, War of the Realms, Omega, number 1. Check that out. This, I believe, is the variant. Yes, Jason Aaron, Garney, and more. Is this one? No, this is the regular one. I know I got a variant, too, so I'm confused. But no, that's a regular one. Sorry, guys. Little bit of a crazy day today, so forgive me. Okay, now these last two, super excited about new series that came out today, and I was jumping the gun, and I'm sure they're going to be really popular. So if you guys like these characters, or just, you know, want to get something that's, I think, going to be something down the road, definitely check this out. First one, by Guggenheim and Wilkins, Wolverine vs. Blade, number 1. Parental advisory, mature content. Check that Blade and Wolverine cover out. These just came out today. There's this one and another one. So this is really cool. I love Wolverine. Blade's so cool. He's not necessarily one of my favorites, but I like him in stuff. And I think with him and Wolverine, that's just got to be cool. And then last, and certainly not least, Wolverine and Captain America Weapon Plus. Sax, Neves, Benedetto, and Blee. Check that out. I'm super excited for this one. This also just came out today, so that's going to be another hot grab, guys. So that's pretty much it for this week's pulls. Like I said, I had some stuff I had to put off, so I will show that next week. But I'm going to try to continue to get you guys these pulls for Wednesday, on Wednesday, so you're seeing the newest comics coming out. And as far as my MCU content, guys, I know I haven't done a lot. Again, like I said, I was on vacay kind of. So I'm going to jump back into stuff, and moving into the weekend, I've got a bunch of videos coming out. So keep watching, keep sharing, keep paying attention, guys. Don't forget, like this video, comment down below. That will get you into our giveaway. Our next poster giveaway is at 200, and our 1K subs giveaway is going to be the Marvel Legends Nanotech Gauntlet. Alright, guys, that's it for the Quantum Corner. I'm Matt Stockholm saying, stay super, everybody. Take care, guys.